Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. It's your host, Street Urchin.
The telegram is as follows.
We actually had a whole 5 people show up for Movie Wednesday. Unfortunately, the first movie was a bit of a bust. It was called Playhouse. It was about some INFP playwright who lives in a castle.
Talk to me!
And it actually, brought me to tears with boredom. Second movie was The Conjuring, though. A family is tormented by an evil spirit and is helped by an INFJ medium and her, ESTJ husband. Great movie. Go watch it. Let me know if you guys would like to have a movie Saturday or something. Might be easier for people to, show up. Today's video is a bit morbid, but as an ENTP, no subject is off the table, especially if it makes people uncomfortable. I just enjoy making people squirm. We'll talk about something I've thought of a few times. The ENTP's death row menu. Has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? I've wondered what I would be put to death for. Spreading dangerous ideas, starting a revolution, taking the fun out of MBTI. But I knew that in every case, my last meal would absolutely involve alcohol. I figure if I'm going to be executed, I don't really need to be all that aware of what's going on. Maybe I'll come back as a ghost and haunt INFPs. No one loves you. Anyways, we're starting off with the Emperor is Naked. The ENTP in question has been convicted of pointing out the obvious one too many times. That will happen to all of you eventually. The penalty is somewhat poetic, as you have forced people to listen to things they didn't enjoy. You will hear introverted feelers talk about the things that make them sad. Every hour, on the hour, until you die of cringe. Not sure if the sentence fits the crime on that one, but you'll have 16 ounces of perfectly prepared veal to give the feelers that execute you one more thing to bitch about. It comes with your choice of fortified wine while you listen to The Sound of Silence by Disturbed. My goodness, that was a little darker than I intended. Next up on ENTPs Can't Learn Their Lesson, we have teaching people to think. Out of everything that will be on this list, I imagine this one is the most dangerous. If there's anything that politicians and shadowy overlords don't want their livestock doing, it's thinking a little too much about false flags and deceptive media. Yes, I'm already on the lists, and yeah. Unfortunately, the public won't be all that aware of your execution, as you'll be scooped up on your way to the liquor store and brought before a council of old men wearing festive Renaissance-era masks. Exciting, right? They decide you're too much of a wild card and sentence you to be eaten by a dozen hungry pit bulls. Your last meal will be a shredded steak and bean burrito with a bottle of Jose Cuervo, because giving the dogs a few days of bad gas will remind them that good ideas tend to linger. For number 3 on the menu, we have Economic Kaboom. Your excellent business ideas earned you a great deal of respect and popularity in regards to the economy. But unfortunately, your latest idea put a lot of companies out of business. The Grow Anything plant really caught on and put a lot of people out of work. Too bad they couldn't afford the seeds to grow more money, huh? An angry mob has come to your Hollywood estate and dragged you to the streets. The police look on in horror as you are comically beaten with products that are no longer fabricated. But just before that, they offer you a last meal of microwavable pizza and a 6-pack of cheap, pre-shaken beer, as they demand you get a taste of the normal life before you meet your maker. Joke's on them. I love both convenience and being cheap. Coming up is A Charm to Die For. Turns out after many years of telling it like it is and having the confidence to stand up for the truth, it warranted the attention of far too many married individuals. After an affair with a senator's offspring, your charisma was found to be overpowered. After a surprisingly lengthy trial, with you waiving a lawyer and choosing to defend yourself, idiot, you were found guilty and sentenced to death by firing squad. The squad is made up of the loudest people whose spouse you had relations with. Your last meal will simply be a 5-pound cheesecake and a large bottle of Kahlua, proclaiming that nothing could be as sweet or decadent as the lovers you've had over the years, prompting the firing line to use smaller caliber weapons and aiming for your legs, arms, and groin. And finally, we come to the end of this ENTP cause of death. We have my inevitable demise. This is for telling me I'm not an INFJ. It's often pretty bad when you tell another human being that the thing they decided to base their life on is, in fact, a lie. Can make some people do some crazy things. This trial will, of course, be held in the court of public opinion. You will eventually be wrangled up and brought before a council appointed by the MBTI coffee house. After being found guilty, they will sentence you to the guillotine, for the sole reason that it seemed more dramatic. After pondering all of the delicious things you could cram down your gullet, you decided that there was only one meal that could mark the death of a philosopher. Your last meal will be 3 pounds of hemlock with a pitcher of absinthe, thereby getting intoxicated and once again avoiding the responsibilities placed upon you by consuming a lethal dose of a poisonous plant. I'm coming, Socrates. So that was my ENTP death row menu. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button. The channel is incredibly close to the 300 mark, so if you'd like to have a break from less entertaining MBTI channels, consider subscribing. As always, I have so much more on the way. Make sure to join my Discord so you can catch whatever movie I'm streaming. Links to both are down here somewhere, but that's all the time I've got for today. And I'll see you next time. Bye!